here we go. All right, man. So before we get into the Mad Lib, I have a funny story from the shop that happened this week. It was like Tuesday or Wednesday. This guy comes in with a stack of books that he wants to sell. And it's just when you think 90s garbage, this is what he had. Any of those books that comes to mind.
Reborn.
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
But like Pit, you know,
Yeah.
just any like 90s Marvel. He had like 20 books. And I was like, nah, I told him why I didn't want it. I was very nice about it. And he was like, okay, but if you're not gonna buy them, I'm just gonna throw them away. And I was like, okay. And he kept eye contact with me, and he backed up and walked over to the trash can by my door, still making eye contact, and threw them in the garbage. And just kind of, I was like, have a nice day. He's like, okay. And he left.
And so if you're listening to this and you want a pit book, Jake can cut you a deal because he picks them out from his garbage.
I guess he was expecting me to be like, no, wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, no, dude, you're saving me the trouble.
Yeah. Dude, I've seen this thing on Instagram that people will do that it's like, man, if I had the ability, it'd be pretty sweet. But they'll take and make like they'll take comic books and they'll cut out the page and cut out the word balloons and like leave the background there and like put them on different stuff and all that. I'm like, that would be pretty sweet. And that stack of books sounds like the type of book that you could practice on.
Probably so. I do get more than you'd think people that come in and want to buy dollar bin stuff for crafts. But even then, I'm just like, ugh, it still hurts a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but Pit, cut that shit up all day. Do not care.
I mean, I've only ever seen one thing with Pitt in it, and it was like I saw it when I was like, when Pitt was popular because Nick had a Top Cow book that was like he got like a 3 pack of them at the old big Kmart. So this is dating when this was. And Pitt was in one issue and like he was he just like one shotted the big guy that was on that team. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. I'm like, this guy's awesome. I don't know who or what he is, but this is my guy.
He just looks so silly, in my opinion.
I mean,
Um,
I don't know. I don't think he looks that silly because it just kind of looks like a little bit more extreme Hulk.
yeah, but the mouth is so exaggerated, and then the hands have those two big
Yeah.
Azrael swords on them. I don't know. It's whatever. It's just like out of a lot of those 90s image books, I just think some of the other guys look cooler is all.
Yeah. Fair enough. You just hate Pitt. You're just like,
Yes.
this book is the pits.
Ha. All right, let's do our Mad Lib.
All right.
This one's called The Need for Speed. So, verb.
Fuck.
Number.
69.
Adjective.
Fast.
An exclamation.
Family.
Plural article of clothing.
Wife beaters. This one's gonna have a theme if you can't guess.
Dude, I'm fucking pumped for the movie. I think it's like next week.
Oof.
Verb ending in ing.
Driving.
What is it? Oh,
Driving.
driving. Part of the body.
Schlong. I'm
Why do
trying to,
you even look off in the distance as if you're gonna
because
say anything
I was
else?
I was gonna say something because, like I said, I'm trying to stay on theme, but I'm like, schlong is on theme if you think about it, really.
A noun.
Car. No, no, no. Family.
You already did family.
That's a noun. That other one is an exclamation.
That's the only redo you get.
Okay.
Noun.
Family.
No. Actually, fine. We're doing it. A place.
Um, Brazil, because I know there's one that takes place in Brazil.
Adjective.
Sweaty.
Adjective.
Um, I said fast already, didn't I?
Yeah, you could do like muscly or something like that.
No, furious.
Get curious.
If you haven't guessed what I'm going for yet.
I have no idea. A type of liquid.
Coronas.
Okay. Okay. Plural noun.
Um, Families. I'm hoping for a celebrity so I can say Vin Diesel.
I know, but there wasn't this time.
Fuck.
All right. The need for speed. Gotta fuck fast. 69 miles per hour. When speed is your fast superpower. Family. There's lots to do for fun when you lace up your wife beaters to run. This one's a poem, by the way.
Oh, perfect.
As MVP, you race past driving fans with the wind in your schlong and the family ball in your hands. You're the best delivery family in Brazil by far. You're speedier than a sweaty car. An epic feat for your feet that causes a furious commotion is when you race across the coronas that fills the ocean. You'll always save the day because evil families can't get away. That was a
And
weird one.
that was the most Mad Lib yet.
Yeah. I love the phrase lace up your wife beaters.
Yeah. I like that one part actually did rhyme because it was far in car.
All of it did. Hour, superpower, fun run,
Oh, okay.
fans, hands, bar car, commotion ocean, day away.
Oh, well, damn.
Anyway, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All righty.
What's up, everybody? It is Casey with Two Worlds Podcasts. And with me, as always, it's the shitty takes to my Twitter. It's Jake. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great, man. I'm sad that I'm the shitty take.
Well, this is like this shitty take that I saw like probably 20 minutes before we got on will like boil your blood with how shitty it is. So
Ooh, okay.
it's gonna be fun. I just like as I saw it, since Twitter is terrible now and you have the two different things where it's like, this is what we think you might like. It's a bunch of shit, and then this is the stuff that you follow. I was on the stuff that is shit, and this one guy's like, the JSA are just such a terrible team. Like it's so stupid. I hate that they're around, and like all they are is just a bunch of D-listers that make the A-listers look better with how shitty they are.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I
Then
bet
one
that guy has only watched Marvel movies, guaranteed.
like and then people in the comment section, I was like, well, this guy's got to be getting torn apart because this is stupid. Like this is just a dumb thing to say. And then they're like, oh man, you're right. I hate how stupid their costumes look too. And I'm like,
What?
I'm just gonna say I'm not interested in this and go away from here.
You're gonna look at Our Man or Jay Garrick and say that they're not cool costumes? Come
Or
on.
Alan Scott.
Yeah. Wildcat? That is blasphemy.
Yeah. So
Well,
tell us down
fuck
below.
that guy.
Tell us down below. Do you like the JSA or do you just hate good things?
All right, before we get into the news, a couple of things. First thing, we have a YouTube comment. It comes from Preston. He says, "Love the shirts. We'll send pics soon, but the shirt only photos will have to stay on my OnlyFans. I finally read Star Wars Darth Vader Black, White, and Red, and it was definitely not a 10 out of 10. I love the Peach Momoko Star Wars Acid Trip Nightmare, but the other two stories I really could have cared less about. Specifically the first one, because it's a part one of however many they plan in an anthology book. Shouldn't end with a to be continued. I agree.
100%. That's the douchiest damn thing. Unless the book's like $2, then it's like, yeah, I can keep buying this anthology book. But no, they're normally $8 or whatever, you know?
Yeah, this one I think is 5, so
That's too much.
still too much. He then says, overall, I would give it a 0.5 less than Jake. Great band, he says, less than Jake. I agree. I like less than Jake. Said, so a solid 6 out of 10 for me. And if you removed Peach's fear and loathing in Star Wars, I would drop it down to a 4 or maybe even a 3. Fear and loathing in Star Wars is a perfect description of Peach's short story in that. That is hilarious, Preston. And then someone else commented and said, those shirts look great. Don't know who that was.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of shirts, wanted to shout out everyone that's picked one up so far. I'll just read first names so that we don't give away anybody that doesn't want to be given away. But thank you to Christian, Preston, Tim, Daniel, and Lori. Appreciate all of you picking up shirts. It means a lot to us.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. But now we can get on to what can only be described as an abysmal news week.
I mean, it's not so bad because we got a lot of comics to talk about. So
you have a lot of comics to talk about.
Oh, you don't have? I thought you still had a good bit.
I mean, not less than half of you.
Oh, okay.
Or as you. I can't talk. But anyway, we'll jump right into it. I've got a little small one, and we'll end on my other one. Amazon Games is going to develop new Lord of the Rings games. The thing that I saw said that it's more than likely an MMO that would revolve around the stories of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings literary trilogy. Apparently this was the same group that was working on an MMO that got canceled back during the global panini we had back in 2021, but that's Embracer Group. So yeah, hopefully it happens this time. I don't know if I'm on board for an MMO. Those games are kind of grindy and I just don't have that kind of time, but we'll see. They say games, not games, so there could be other stuff as well.
Yeah, I agree though with the MMO. It's hard for me to get too excited about those because it's like they always sound super cool, and then I'm always left going, okay. But
yeah,
as someone that's a big fan of the books, are you excited that there's stuff? Because I know there's some stuff that was completely like just taken out of the books, you know, for the movies. Are you excited that that could happen? Like that whole Battle of the Shire or whatever, where the Shire got set on fire by the bad wizard, by old Saruman.
yep, the scouring of the Shire, as they called it. Yeah, that could be cool. They also, I think another big one would be Tom Bombadil, but it's just like, what are the characters gonna do around Tom Bombadil? That guy is essentially God. And I get why they left him out of the movie, like it or not. It's like, yeah, okay.
What the hell's a Tom Bombadil?
He's just a jolly little man that sings, but he's like
I
all
read
powerful.
about him. Okay. What was he doing during the books?
He just didn't care.
Oh, okay.
but not like a I don't care about that. He's just like, oh, I'm gonna eat and smoke and sing.
Kind of
And
like me in college.
right, exactly.
Except it was mostly, it was like no smoking, no singing, a lot of eating.
Well, okay, then much like Casey in college. But we'll see. I'm hoping for like a couple of story-driven one-player games. That could be cool.
Yeah.
Or
Did you?
story-driven co-op games.
Yeah. Story driven like games, like do a GTA Lord of the Rings crossover. You know, people will be driving their horse carriage and you're like, ah, give me that horse. You just take off with it. You get to meet, you know, some dwarf hookers. I don't know, other GTA things that you can do.
And who needs the testing room when you have us to consult your video games?
Okay, so Vin Diesel stated Fast X is not gonna be just a one part movie. It's gonna be a trilogy. So that means the third one's gonna have to just be Fast XXX. And then that also means we're gonna get Vin Diesel, The Rock, Jason Statham. Trying to think of some other of the big beefy boys that are in that franchise. Jason Momoa, John Cena, all in a triple X movie. I think our old boss Camise just gooshed everywhere.
That is such an
Sorry,
oddly
Callan.
specific thing that nobody else will get. But you are correct. You are correct. The thing that I think you are correct that all of them will be in that because I'm willing to bet that even though The Rock was like, I'm not doing this one, all that shit that went down with Black Adam, I bet he's back in for the next one.
100%. I
But
just
he's
hope
like, but I gotta get punched one time less than all the other boys.
I just hope he's like, I want to start with me in a full body cast. And then when I see a car drive past, I go, grrr, and it just all breaks off of me. And they're
Oh
like, why
man.
though? You weren't in a body cast at the end of the Hobbs and Shaw. He's like, because it looks cool.
Because that's where he was during the events of the first Fast X.
It's like I just want to say I want to see car drive past and go Shazam and then turn back into Hobbs and then
Nice.
be, you know, doing this.
It's the crossover we've all been asking for.
I mean,
Fast and Furious and Black Adam.
that's what I said they should have done instead of at the end of Shazam, instead of having Superman, Vin Diesel pull up and just say family, and that's it. Cuts to black.
Cuts to Black Adam.
There we go. Okay, and then speaking of movies, Hellboy, the Crooked Man has wrapped principal photography. Mike Mignola was talking about it on Instagram. He wasn't on set for this one, but he did get dailies and he seems happy with it. He was like, this is the first, like, this one actually does adapt one of my stories. And it looks like it's going to be, you know, done well. He's like, he's excited for it. So, you know, that's good.
Am I dreaming or is David Harbour Hellboy or whatever his name is?
I have no idea who was Hellboy. I don't know any of the casting. He was Derek Harbour was Hellboy, and the last one that people hated that I never got to see.
Okay. Okay.
And I walked past the movie theater where it was playing when I was walking to another movie, and I kind of like peeked in a little bit. And there was like this one part where the special effects were so fucking bad. I was like, whoa, I don't think I am gonna watch this because this looks laughably bad.
I never saw it either. Which
Well, it's
is a
like
shame, you know. You want to
I
support something like that.
I really wanted to, but then when it was like universally hated, that's when I'm like, normally I'm like, maybe it'll still be good. But then when it's universally hated, and then you hear like, oh, the script was written by this guy, and then it was rewritten by this guy, and then rewritten by this guy, and then the actor was like, oh, I'm rewriting it too because you aren't writing it well. That's when you know, no, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. I knew it would be bad when, because there's like a couple of guys, like a couple of customers at the shop. They love any old bullshit. They were like high school Jake. They would, any movie was a great movie. And even they were like, it was bad. So it's like, oof,
Yeah.
if not even they like it, there's no way I will.
Yeah.
So, all right. In our final bit of news, it was announced this week that Tom King is giving Wonder Woman a daughter in his upcoming run. Her name is going to be Lizzie, and then I guess her hero name is Trinity. She will make her first appearance in Wonder Woman 800. So everybody pre-order your copy through Comic Headquarters. Please, I need to eat.
On
Um,
Telegraph Road
on Telegraph
in
Road
St.
in
Louis.
St. Louis. Yep, that's the one. Yeah, can't wait to see how that's supposed to make sense. Maybe it'll be like a future thing. Who knows? But maybe like backup story that takes place in the future. I don't know, man. What
I
do you
hope
think about this?
I hope it's like does she have any love interests that aren't Steve Trevor that are like in her books?
Well, it was that Viking guy when she was hopping around
Okay.
pantheons.
So here's my stupid idea that I think is hilarious that I just thought of. It's just like she's like, she runs into that guy again, and he's like, just so you know, you have a daughter. And she's like, oh. And then like it cuts to like him like like thinking back to like when he was pregnant with the baby and then like him pooping it out. Like it is like Tom King's like, I don't know how babies are made. I did CIA stuff and then I came back and I have kids now. So I just thought you go away and then kids show up. I don't know.
And I wasn't about to Google it.
Yeah. I asked
uh,
Mitch Gerards and he just said, whatever you say, big boy. And he just smacked my
kissed
butt.
him. Oh man.
Like just keep writing comics and let me draw them because I'm getting paid lots of money for this.
Yep. Oh man. I just every day I care less and less about that book.
Yeah.
All right. That is the news.
It's a little news week.
It was, man. But now we'll get into our reviews. So, what comics did you read, my friend?
So I read I Am Iron Man #3, The Invincible Iron Man #6, Godzilla Rivals, Pialante versus Destroyer. Those classic rivals. Stargirl.
You said that
6
about
of
the last
6.
one, too.
I know, it's pretty dumb. Ghostrider 14. King Kong, The Great War 01. Wildcats #7. Spirit World #1. Silk #1. The Nasty #2. Dawn of DC Green Lanterns #1. Saga 64. Daredevil 11. Superman Lost 3 of 10. What about you, buddy?
I'm not going to lie, dude. There were several really fucking good comics this week.
There was a
It's
lot
going to
of
be hard to
underwhelming.
pick.
Not gonna lie, for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully not the ones that I thought were amazing.
Yeah.
All right, we've got Assassin's Apprentice #5, The Great British Bump Off #2, Saga 64, Silk #1, Superman Lost #3, Green Lantern #1, The Nasty #2, Spirit World #1, and Daredevil 11.
Awesome. Trying to get all of our stuff situated together. All right. Cool. I will start with
I am going to time us, by the way, since there's a shit ton.
This is the Hour Man shit ton 1 hour special. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. So this is I Am Iron Man #3. And this is by, while you were getting the timer ready, I should have pulled up the names. This is by writer and artist that were very good. I will start by saying that. This is the Mother's Day special. It's by Mirawa Aodel and Dotan Akande on the art. And so you're like, oh, why is Iron Man looking so cool as a samurai and talking about how he's doing cool stuff? Like, great
Art's
design.
pretty neat.
Art's awesome. Great design. And it turns out, here's another good pick.
Nice.
Turns out the reason is because they're there to rescue a kid's mom that Mojo kidnapped because Mojo was watching the kid play Iron Samurai, or Iron Shogun, sorry, with his mom. And then Mojo's like, we'll make his mom a star. And then he just kidnapped her and put her in Mojo World. So then Iron Man went to, rescue. And then, like, as he was talking to him, he's like, hey, basically, what was the game you guys are playing? He gave him the script. So then Iron Man was going on, on the script, saved the mom, of course. And then, like, it cuts to him with, like, Tony with balloons thinking back to his mom. And then he's like, happy Mother's Day. He's at her grave. And then it has this, like, nice little part about basically moms. And it's nice. It was a nice story. Like, this is probably the weakest issue, though, of I Am Iron Man yet. But this has been all bangers, really. Like, if you have a mom that has any interest in comics, I would say you should let her read this. She'd like it. Unless your mom is Jake Dilley. First off, how's he your mom? Secondly, like, did you go off to war and then you just came back as a mother? I don't know. But yeah, so it's good. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. Didn't knock my socks off like the first issue did, but it's still good.
All right. Go ahead, do another one.
Okay, so while we're talking Iron Man, we'll go with the Invincible Iron Man #6 by Gary Duggan and Andrew De Vito on the art. This one I'm not a fan of, really, because it's like, it's all just, oh, hey, this is what happened that is kind of causing the problem now. So it's all going to be me writing this story. Like, I'm writing a book as Tony Stark and I'm telling this past story. That's it. But you do get to see Tony fight Stiltman, Doc Ock, Rhino, Sandman, and Electro and Hydro Man and stuff, and that was pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty neat. And now Tony's gonna go after Stark Unlimited in the next issue, but it was just kind of like, this could have been done in like 2 pages, and then you could have gone back to the main story. Like, we did not need a whole issue of this. But so yeah, that's the main knock I have on that. So we get to see a lot of the Silver Centurion Tony Stark armor, which I like that design a lot. I thought that one was a cool one. I had the toy of that when I was a kid, so that's why I like it. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, you're not impressed with it. You're like, ugh, that's gross. Give me
It
golden red any day of the week, you nerd. But no, I like that. But yeah, the story as a whole just didn't do it for me. Yeah, so I'm probably out of 5 for that. Probably would have been lower, but my next book.
Oh, great cover though on that Iron Man book.
Yep.
All right. Assassin's Apprentice #5, written by Robin Hobb and Jody Hauser, with illustrations by Ryan Kelly. This is the end of book 1. It was also the best one yet, because he's like, this kid has gone through a lot of training at this point, like a year of training. So he just knows a lot of stuff, and it's like starting to come up organically, where he doesn't have to think too hard about it, which is pretty cool. And like, the kid's dad, because he's a bastard of this king, that king dies, so that was kind of a big deal. And now it's like, well, shit, now that guy's dead, are people going to come after this kid to like tie up loose ends? Lots of questions. He also revisits a childhood friend. which was a pretty cool character moment there. I really like this book. Each issue got better, which is really cool. The only bummer is it says on the last page, end of part one, Assassin's Apprentice 2 coming in December. I gotta wait till December for more. And that is a huge fucking bummer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to reread it. And like I know I'll like it and I'll want to reread it, but man, I just think that really just shits on momentum.
Yeah.
Uh
100%.
Man, it's really good. It's one where like it's dialogue heavy, um, but it needs to be because it was like, I don't know. I know it was a novel, but every like it doesn't feel like too much as I'm reading it. So I liked it a lot. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Best one yet.
Right on. I'm glad that we get to go from, something that was very good to my next one. So Godzilla Rivals, but Violante versus Destroya, the classic rivals by Nick Marino and artist Sean Dove. And so I'm gonna start with the good. So I got the variant cover, Andrew McLean.
You're
Now
welcome.
onto the bad. Um, so yeah, it's is not good at all. Basically, this Godzilla book has I'm gonna find the page with Godzilla in it just to show how much Godzilla is in this Godzilla Rivals book. Um, that's it. And
Dude,
then the
that looks so like 80s anime.
I know I kind of dig the art, um, but then it's like, oh well, we got Biolante, and this lady made evil Biolante drinks, and everyone's drinking the drinks, and then that made them sprout, and now Biolante's coming all together, and she's destroying stuff. So this person, the main scientist, was like, well, I'm gonna make my own monster, and she made Destroya. You know, the most powerful Heisei monster villain, the one that killed the most powerful version of Godzilla, or didn't kill him, but got really close to. Yeah, the one that's the oxygen destroyer living. Yeah, well, we'll make this guy. He can't be too bad. The one that was just like actively evil. Like he drug around baby like Godzilla Jr. and just hurted him for fun. Like, yeah, that one. We'll make him. And then that one, the one that, is fighting Biolante. I love Biolante. I think she looks cool as all hell, but she's not one known for being tough like Destroya. But guess what? She fucking rips Destroya apart. I don't think this person has ever seen a Godzilla movie.
Hey,
And so but then they're like, we got these drones and they sprayed it with some Roundup, not really Roundup, but we sprayed Biolante with some Roundup and now it's dead. Good thing the people survived. The end. it, it wasn't good. It
I don't know,
wasn't.
man. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 1. It's pretty bad. Like I was like last time, like, hey, it's gonna get better. This last issue wasn't very good, but it's not gonna stay bad. Then I was like, then they're like, you want to bet? And I'm like, shit, you won. But the next one's gonna be Space Godzilla, and this cover looks cool, so I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, it does. Here's my question though, because you're a little upset at the title being Godzilla Rivals and then Godzilla not being in it. But what else would you call it?
I mean, if you
Like
want
Godzilla Universe, but then like Godzilla's still in the title.
yeah, just do Godzilla Universe or something like that. But when it's like, because okay, the other ones like I don't know. I think if you want to have it be a Godzilla book, just have Godzilla versus Rivals, Godzilla versus Destroya. I mean, I don't know anyone out there that's clamoring for Destroya versus Biolante,
Or the lobster versus whatever.
Rodan.
Rodan, yeah.
Yeah, it's like especially those ones. I mean, there'd be some people out there that'd be like, oh, Baragon versus Anguirus because they both burrow, or like stuff like that. But when it's like Ibra versus Rodan. Who's wanting that? Or Biolante versus Destroya. When honestly, Destroya should just mop the floor with Biolante. Like I said, love Biolante, but they don't have a chance.
Well, it's a shame it wasn't more fun.
Yeah, it's just like I said, 1 out of 10. It's not good.
Do another. I've only got one more non-Muchi.
Okay, so Stargirl, The Lost Children by Jeff Johns and Todd Knock. We get more of Jake's favorite Epstein Island boy and our man. He's, we get kind of why he's
I
trying to
really
abduct.
wish you'd stop calling him that. He's not a creep.
We get a reason why he's abducting children. And so then that's explained.
Can I just say it's pretty par for the course that Jeff Johns is just making a favorite character of mine a fucking weirdo.
In all fairness, he used to do that to mine. But no, so they fix him basically, like they've come up with a plan to stop him because he's fighting the programming because he got reprogrammed by time traveler kid because he's supposed to keep the kids out from the universe because it could mess stuff up if they go back to their time stream. But then one of the kids needs to go back to his time because he's about to die. And it's like that saves the universe basically. And so then they fix Our Man, though. Our Man helps them all. And then Stargirl's like, we can't leave any of these kids behind. We'll bring them all back to my time because they can't go back to the main time. And then old what's his name, like one that he has to go back to his time, Wing, it's like he's trying to he's like has to be he's trying to get pulled back, and then Stargirl's like no one gets left behind, and he's like I have to go, like I remember now I died saving the the world, and it's like this is my destiny, I got to. And so they have the crying moment that he just lets go, and then he does his thing, but then all the other teens sidekicks get sent back to the normal universe, including Jay Garrick's daughter. And so yeah, that's going to be continued in it's like for more of Stargirl and the Young Justice Society, check out Justice Society number 6. So you'll get to tell me what happens to them because I am not picking that up.
Well, you should.
Because you're like, because I'm not. But
I am.
But yeah, so this was fine. I just like making fun of Our Man because I know it ruffles Jake's feathers, but yeah, it's fine. The one thing I will say, and this is more just like a nerd thing, is because the way they fix them is basically there's like one of the kids is like really good with tech, and they have a tech dog, and Jay's daughter vibrates through his head and takes out his brain, and then like they are able to reprogram the brain. If I remember correctly, maybe that's just Kitty Pryde that does this, but if you vibrate through like a robot, basically, it's gonna blow it up. I thought. So I don't know if that's accurate or if that's just Kitty Pryde that phases through it and it blows up technology. But
I don't know. The way I see it, it could be whatever, and Jeff
yeah,
will just do whatever the fuck he wants.
I just think of how funny it would be if like, okay, we're gonna save him, and she's like, yeah, I vibrate through him, and boom, his head blows. Like, oh, that's not what I wanted.
Well, bye, Our Man.
But I'm gonna go 7 out of 10. It was fine.
What about the series as a whole?
Probably 7 out of 10. It's fine. Like honestly, it could have been like 3 issues, but we get Todd Knock for 6, which is always lovely.
For sure. All right. The Great British Bump Off. Number 2. It's written by John Allison with art by Max Sarin. This book is hilarious. As somebody who loves the Great British Baking Show and watches every season, it is that show, but with a murder mystery, and it's amazing. So it's just the the main girl trying to figure out who killed the person in the first issue, while also trying to do this baking competition and not like lose because then she leaves and doesn't get to solve the murder. But it just perfectly uh you know like gets the judges across, like they act exactly like the show judges, which is funny. um there was one part I'm trying to find that just really made me laugh out loud. Oh yeah, so the host has a cat, and she's the one that goes around and talks to all the bakers while they're baking and like keeps things entertaining. Well, she has a cat named Primrose, and she goes, Bakers, Primrose's tail tells you how long is left in your blind bake. And then it shows this cat trying to make the number two with its tail, and it's really struggling. And then she's like, 2 minutes.
That's funny.
But yeah, absolutely hilarious. I like this book a lot. I'm also gonna give this a 9. It's everything I want in a book called The Great British Bump Off. So really good
Nice.
stuff.
That actually would be a really fun show. I'm not gonna lie. I'd
Yeah,
watch that.
yeah.
All right. So next up, it's going to be Ghostrider number 14 by Benjamin Percy with Corey Smith and Brent Peoples on the art. And so this one kind of cuts back and forth between like the past and the present, going kind of showing what Danny Ketch was doing, and then Johnny Blaze and old goth chick were doing. And it's like, for being as like dysfunctional as they are, Johnny Blaze and goth chick, they almost have a as wholesome as a relationship as they can, as these two people can get. Because like there's a part where like Johnny wakes up, she's making him some coffee, and then she's like, you need a shower. And then they get in the shower, and then she goes, nobody wins when you're fighting somebody. She's like, I've been thinking, I'm a little worried about this one, Johnny. Nobody wins when you're fighting somebody you love. So move the fuck over and make this count. She hops in the shower with him, and they more than likely bone. Now I don't think they're getting clean. And then later on, like they walk out of the hotel, and then she's like, yeah, you're not riding with me. And he's like, what? And she's like, here you go. And he's like, these are keys to the motorcycle. And she's like, it's like, no fucking way. And she's like, yep. And he's like, much as I love your company, you belong on a bike. He's like, you didn't pay for this, did you? He's like, nope. Do I even want to know? Nope. And she's like, Talia. It's like, don't get sappy or sentimental on me. It's embarrassing. And he's like, hell yeah. And he takes off on the motorbike, just being awesome. It's like, this is something I would have read as a kid. And I would have been like, oh, I need myself a goth girl.
Oh
Like,
man.
that's the love. But no, so like they're basically showing up at the thing. Danny Ketch is not good, having good stuff happen to him. We also kind of get the bad guys stuff, like they're why they're doing what they're doing. They want to get the power of a Ghostrider so they can go save their brother from the demon that possessed him. And then we get a backup story because Marvel's like, hey, DC is charging like $5 for a book, and they just put a pointless backup story in it. We can do that too. And so they do that with this one. We get the Korean Superman guy, and him and Ghostrider team up. It's a fine story. I think that I would actually read more with the Korean Superman dude in it because he seems like a cool character in this. But yeah, it was just so pointless. Like impressively so. At least the DC ones, it's like, yeah, they're not just one shots. They're still pointless, but they're at least not one shots. Like this one's just a random one shot that I would never would have cared about normally. But yeah, this is a very good issue. I'm gonna go 8.5 out of 10.
Nice. I've just got our mutuals. So.
Okay. So now this is the cover for Kong that Jake was telling me about.
Was I right?
Yeah, fucking killed it, bud. Now, King Kong, The Great War, Chapter 1, The Beach. Writer, Alex Cox. Artist, Tommaso Bianchi. And the first thing that I'm going to say and this is like me, the my main knock on this book. Who in 1917 had this style of haircut? I go to Hot Topic and I shaved off the side of my head because I was at Hot Topic for too long. Like that's the haircut that the main character in this has, and it's like I don't think I don't think anyone, especially a soldier in 1917, was like, sorry, person cutting my hair very short. Just do one side, please. I'd like to keep the other side long. Like, well, whatever you say, sir. This is how the military works. I don't think that was a thing.
Right. That's
But
funny.
he's got, like he doesn't quite remember what happened, but his rest of his crew's there, and he's slowly remembering stuff from when he's there, and then we get to see Kong, and I like the way Kong's drawn in this because the original Kong um wasn't supposed to be 100% just a monkey. He's supposed to be like kind of a monster monkey. That's one of the things that Peter Jackson's Kong kind of lacked, was like not a big monkey, and that was it. I mean, that's not the only problem that movie had, but yeah. So like with this, it worked for me. I actually liked this a lot. Maybe it's because I had such low expectations going into it, because I've not read a good King Kong book, but like ever. But this was good. I liked it. I'm gonna go probably 8.5 out of 10 again. I thought it was a solid time.
Nice. That makes me happy because you were nearly positive you were not gonna like it.
In all fairness, like I bought every single issue from like that one Kong book. I'm like, this is so bad. Why am I? What? Because like, and the worst part was that wasn't even the one that I was wanting to read. Because like there was like two Kong books out at the same time. One was like actually connected to the movies, and then there was the one that I was reading. And then later on, I was like, well, I read all of this, and they're doing a Planet of the Apes one. That should be cool. And it's like, oh, you'd think it would be, but it's not. It's real bad. Okay, but Wildcats #7. This is by Rosenberg, and then we got I think multiple artists on this. Danny Kim and Christian Deuce on the art. Grifter is drifting around to different realities, and his friends are trying to figure out, what's going on. It's fun. I like this book a lot. It's just a interestingly good time. Grifter's such a fun character, and yeah, he ends up it ends with him ending up in this new reality, and there's a whole group of people, and they're like, this is this is weird, and this is confusing. He's like, yeah, I'm not the guy that you think I am. And then this other voice goes, you sure as hell aren't. It's like, because I am. You want to take that rag off your face before I take it off for you? And it's another grifter. And so he takes it off, and he's like, Cole? And he's like, yeah, like I said, not exactly a guy. He's like, and it's his brother. Because he died, and they're like, Max? And then it cuts to them like telling him what happened, and then he's got to save the Void, who he killed last issue, and then like whose energy is the one that's sending him to these different realities. So that's how it ends. Fun book. I love this book. I'm going 9 out of 10.
Nice.
And so now it's just our mutuals, all 30 of
You can pick the order.
them. Okay, so I'm going to see if this this is good. So this is how I have them set up. The Spirit World, Silk, the Nasty, Green Lantern, Saga, Daredevil, and Superman Lost.
Okay. So we've got Spirit World #1. It's written by Alyssa Wong with art by Haining. And I like this a little more than I thought I would. Honestly, I thought it was a good time.
I liked it, but I'll talk about the stuff I liked first. There's like one thing that I'll talk about and see if you agree. But the art in it's really good. I like how Batgirl's written. I like this new character who we don't really know the name of. The creepy ghost stuff looks cool, and this character's weapon stuff is cool and whatnot. What do you like about it?
I like the art a lot. I love how like Cassandra is drawn. Agree. This spirit person's like snap powers are pretty cool. I like the mix of this new stuff with stuff we knew, as in John Constantine. It was cool to see him. Uh, Apparently, this is a continuation from some Lazarus Planet stuff that I did not read. Uh, but no, I just liked it, man. Like the spirit world stuff is cool. It's just kind of creepy, magic-y stuff, and I'm on board for another issue.
So my one knock though is the John Constantine. He does not seem like John Constantine. Like 100%,
He's
you
not
could.
enough of a dick.
He's not enough of a dick. Like he just seems bland. Like you could be like, oh, this is Doctor Fate, and the new Doctor Fate, because like he'd be nicer. Like if it was Naboo Doctor, you know, like can't Doctor Fate, like that one wouldn't work. But you like Naboo, the new Doctor Fate, or it could be Zatanna, or it could be any, insert like. I feel like Alyssa Wong was like insert magic user, and then they're like, just toss Constantine, and they're like, okay, we'll put Constantine in, and like it doesn't feel like Constantine, doesn't feel like for such a character that has such a big personality, he doesn't have any in this book, and that really
Yep,
like brought it. That really hurt it for me.
I get that. Um, I think they were just trying to let Xanthi or whatever their name is be the main focus, but I agree if that's the case, then they should have gone with somebody else. But I don't know. It wasn't enough to like knock it too much for me. I thought there were a lot more good than bad with this one.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's the main thing that kind of brought it down, though. I'm at probably an 8 personally.
Okay. Well, I liked it a little more than you, so I'll say 8.5.
Yeah,
So far, a lot of this Dawn and DC stuff is starting off pretty strong until we get Tom King. So this gets me excited for the other like new stuff that's coming out.
like my one problem with this new stuff that's coming out though is like I'm not invested in these characters, like the Vigil, and like next week is another bigger week, and I'm like I'm not gonna pay more money because like for these characters that'll be like because like I like Ram V, but I like Alyssa Wong probably more than I do Ram V. And like her stuff is like more like, oh yeah, this will pay off right away. Ram V is like, give it about 10 issues, drop $50 on me, and then you're gonna be like, oh wow, And so like I'm not gonna do that for the Vigil. I'm not gonna pick up the Vigil, because of that. So it sucks. Like there's just too much good stuff out there for me to actually care.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. So The Silk, #1 by Emily Kim with Ig Guara on the art. This is pretty sweet. What'd you think?
Yep. The dream world she's in a noir movie was amazing. I want a whole series that's just that.
Yeah, the art in it's super cool. She's trying to like basically it starts off, and I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on. And I think that that's kind of the point. She's a private investigator trying to find this lost kid, and she's like recognizes someone. She's like, how do I know that? And then, oh, giant monster. And then she starts remembering things, and then stuff starts changing. And as I was reading, I'm like, she's dreaming. Like she's got to be because like stuff's just dream logic is happening. And then she's remembering back to different people, and then it ends with her being on a train. It looks like we're gonna be getting a robbing a train heist, a train heist type thing. And then oh, there's two baddies that are doing this to her,
Yep.
which I'm glad it's them, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
being honest, because like I enjoyed that. But I'm also like, oh, man, I really thought there was going to be a love triangle here, and there's no love at all. It
Nope. If you read the last series, then you'll
was a series
appreciate
before
who's doing it.
last, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I guess that could be.
Because I think the last one was the old lady one.
Right. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. It should just be one series.
Right. I agree.
But no, Silk is a surprising character, a character that I'm surprised that I'm just loving this much.
Same, because I never read her, not even one little drill bit until I guess two series back. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that I did. It's really good stuff.
Yep. I'm at probably a 9. I really liked it.
I am also at a 9.
Nice.
All right, which brings us to The Nasty, number 2, written by John Lees with art by George Combades and Adam Cahoon. And, you know, this has all the charm of the first issue, but even more is coming together plot wise. So I loved it.
Yep. Yeah, there's nothing really bad to say. It's really funny. We get more character fleshing out. And then, like you said, there's more stuff with the plot. And I just want to talk about one part that had me laughing pretty good, though. It's the like when she's talking about pervert Bigfoot, like pervert Bigfoot is a masterpiece, and I'll tell you why. In one scene, the Bigfoot catches this camper and first he punches his fist right up his bumhole. You know he's gone all the way up when the guy's eyeballs pop out from inside with two claws emerging from the sockets. This Bigfoot then flaps his mouth like a puppet and uses him to talk to this guy's girlfriend. Yes, the Bigfoot can talk. Just go with it. Don't ruin me, Rudy. I love you. The girlfriend only sees this clever ruse because this is the first time her boyfriend has told her he loves her or rubs her. So this is in fact an incisive exploration of the gender dynamics through an exploitation lens. So yeah, you want my recommendation? Perfect Bigfoot. I think you'll love it. And then she like cuts to her talking to this little old lady. She's like, I want a video of a video my grandchildren could watch. Oh, they'll love it.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I really like that issue, and it also pervert Bigfoot made me think of a movie that me and my roommates watched in college called Getty a Yay Gay Love Story. So if you ever get a chance, don't watch it. It's not very good.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about it really. Just really good stuff. I'm looking forward to the next one. For me, it's a good old 9 out of 10.
I'm at a 9 too. Liked it a lot. I'm just loving where this book's going. Okay, so next up, Dawn of DC, Green Lantern by Jeremy Adams and Zermanico on the art. Dude, I want to hear your opinion because you and me are different levels of Green Lantern fans.
Here's my question. Is Hal supposed to be kind of a douche?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'll be honest, he wasn't all that likable to me. I did like it. I think the art's really good. I like that Carol seems like a good enough person that she wants to help out when her ex is in need, even though that's a little bit weird for her. The time jumpy stuff was a little bit confusing.
Yep.
I think the flow could have been a lot better there. But Hal really is just kind of a douche. Just like, sorry I destroyed your drones, but maybe they should just, be better. Maybe you should use real ships. It's like, or how about you just fucking do what she says and not crash her technology? You know what I mean?
That was very Hal Jordan. So
Well, I mean, that could be.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just it makes him not super likable. But I really like the backup story, like more than the main story. I was like, dude, give me a John Stewart by Philip Kennedy Johnson, and I'm reading that shit.
you're getting it in August, I think.
Oh, is that what that one is?
Yeah, because this is like the setup to that.
I'm
story.
on board then. I thought that part was awesome.
I was okay with it for the backup. The main story, I love the main story. I thought the art was fantastic. I thought Hal was written exactly how I wanted. I agree with you. The time jumpy stuff didn't work, and I also don't. I think it's a little bit too like perfect for it to be like, hey, this guy just bought a Manhunter suit, and it's attacking the town right over that Hal Jordan's at. It's like, oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And then the backup story, the John Stewart stuff, I liked, but then the other stuff where it's like the two Green Lanterns, and one was Gardner. So it's like, oh, is Guy Gardner just gonna die? That sucks. Like I mean, I guess it's better than Tom King continuing to write them, but
I don't know. I just know Philip Kennedy Johnson is a good enough writer that it's gonna play out differently than we think.
yeah. But so and like there wasn't enough for the John Stewart story for me to be overly excited personally because it's like I don't know what the Radiant Black stuff is, and I think that might be stuff from the last series where John was. So it's hard, like I said, it's hard for me to be overly excited about that yet. The only thing I'm really excited about is I know Phil K. Johnson is gonna be good, and I like John Stewart. But yeah, I like I said, I love the main story, and I'm just excited for it. I think it's all written very well. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 8.
I'm at a 9.5 because the only thing that really brought it down for me was the jumping around just didn't work all the time. They did a little bit too much of that.
Yep, agreed. All right, Saga 64 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This, in my opinion, is the best issue since the hiatus.
I don't know. It was really good. Don't know if I'd say best issue since the hiatus, but I really liked it.
I just, it's really nice to see all the stuff happen with Squire. And it's nice to see like Hazel's reaction in real time to all of
Yeah.
that. Uh, the guy's like, "Hey, no worries, I'll help you out," and she's like, "Great," and Squire's like, "The fuck we are," and it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, hang on. But I just loved that.
I love the beginning with the frog dude, the old bandmates.
Yeah, that was fun too. It was really fun. I don't know, man. Like I just really love this issue.
So I have to knock it for this one part, and I think you'll know what I'm going to be talking about because I always complained about this as I read Blue Beetle. There is
You
no
have no
need.
idea what they're saying.
I do not speak Spanish. If this book came out in Mexico, I'm sure the rest of it's not English. So that I'm sure this part that the Spanish speaking characters are speaking are not in English right now. So it's like that just does not work for me. It annoys me. No win. Like it's one thing when it's like a magic word, but when it's like full dialogue for let's see the pages. 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. Not needed, guys. At least
Yeah.
they're not saying a lot, but that is like my one knock for this issue. Everything else is like, yeah, this is a perfectly good Saga book, which is better than most books out there.
I mean, is it Spanish though?
I think so.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm asking. I have no idea.
I'm almost positive it is because like I mean if the other characters speak English and Marco is supposed to be basically based off Spanish or Spanish speaking stuff. So I'm pretty sure they are. We can really quick Google Translate since I didn't do that when I was reading it. I don't know what they were saying.
Well, either way, I like this a little more than previous issues. I'm really excited to see if Squire is gonna like go off the deep end, maybe, because I mean, should we be surprised if he does? I think no. I mean,
No,
dude's been
it's
through a lot.
yeah, it's like that, and plus like I mean anymore you just can't be surprised by anything that happens with this book because it's like anything can happen. You know what I mean? So it's like yeah, if this is like it's like oh yeah, if anyone but Hazel dies, I'll be surprised, or I
Yeah.
won't be surprised because like yeah, this everyone dies.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah, this one, despite what we have left, was my favorite thing that I read this week. So I'm gonna give it a 10. Yeah, pick of the week for me. And it's
I'm
nice
gonna
to
go.
say that again because the last couple I thought were still really good, but just weren't as perfect as they have been.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 9.5. I liked it.
All right. So Zdarsky and Raphael Del Torre were doing the creative work on Daredevil number 11. What was your thoughts, buddy?
I thought this book was pretty fucking cool, dude.
Yep.
Um, it's I will say this, it's one of those weird things where it's like the last few issues, the strong ones, untouchable, can't beat them unless the series is wrapping up, and then Daredevil can just go in there and get what he wants in 2 pages. But it is what it is. I still loved it. I loved the way he talked to them. Uh we have 2 more issues, and it's like, man, what's gonna happen in these last two? How's it gonna get wrapped up? I just hope that it doesn't feel rushed. I hope that maybe that last one's oversized or something, and everything wraps up like it needs to. Because it's
Yeah.
not just a series wrap up. I mean, this is Zdarsky's being done. So I want it to end the way it should.
Gonna end with Foggy waking up in the hospital. Like, I had the weirdest dream. First off, you killed somebody on accident, Matt. And Matt's like, what? I could
That's
never.
crazy.
And then like, so you're just like, oh, all of this was Foggy's dream. Okay. But no, I liked it a lot. And it's like, at least with him showing up at the Stromwinds, I thought made sense because like I don't think he would have ever made this play had he not had nothing to lose. And then like, getting on his hands and knees and ripping out his eyes to prove to them that they own him basically, and they pull the shield down because of it, like that worked versus it, because they had that shield up. There's no way he could touch them before that. But then like they got cocky. It's just like,
Yep.
I was like, that's so good. So yeah, I really liked it. But then since we paid $5 for this, we got a backup story too with Iron Fist, the new Iron Fist, and he teamed up with Daredevil. But this Daredevil has no connection to the current Daredevil in the comics.
Yep. Like, it was a totally fine story, and it was, there was some creepy stuff, and it was neat, but it's like, did we need it?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I'm at like a 9.5, man. I thought this was really fucking good.
I'm at a 9. The backup story takes it down because it's like completely pointless, doesn't add anything to the story. It would have been cool had it been like, oh, this is what fucking Stiltman's doing after he got out of jail, like that type of thing. That would have been neat. Or like any of those characters, anyone but no, they're like, we just throw this in there. Why
We
not?
get it, man. You want a Stiltman mini. I'm sorry.
Fuck, I don't want a mini. I want a maxi series. But no, like if they would have done any of those characters and just had a backup with any of them doing anything, been cool.
Or
But
like Elektra in jail.
yeah, oh, that would have been awesome. Or even I don't know, just Spider-Man. I know he's not stuck in, I just like to think like a mini series is like Spider-Man like still stuck in webbing, being like, when the other guy's gonna wake up, get me out of here.
All right. And our final one of the week, we've got Superman Lost #3. And it's written by Priest with art by Carlo Pagulayan. So sorry about that. Man, this one was a cosmic doozy.
Yeah. The
It was
art's
cool though.
so good.
Yeah.
I'll say the story for me kind of lacking compared to the other two. I think because it's where the other two were like very much more focused on like the situation at hand, and it was like, the toll it's taking on him. He actually had something to do this time and people to save, so it wasn't quite the same. But Superman's still like nailed as far as how good he's written, so there's nothing much to complain there. I really like this story. I really like this book though.
Yep, I do too. I will say it was a bit rushed when Superman was talking to, those microorganisms, and then, you know, bam, right next to the next scene without seeing how that actually plays out. So,
Yeah. But it was
uh,
a nice way for Superman to beat the thing because it was like, hey, you are worried about your life. Can you just like not kill these things? I like that, and it was like this nice instead of it just being punch and punch type thing.
yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, art is killer for sure, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
Also, I got the B cover that Lee Weeks did. Really
Oh,
good.
that's nice.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna say like a strong 8-5 on this one.
I'm probably gonna go 9 again for it. I liked it. I'm gonna say though, my pick of the week after just thinking about all of them, probably it's either Silk or Green Lantern. I might go Silk because I don't think enough people read Silk.
Yeah,
And it's a good time. People
it
should.
is.
But what are you excited for?
I am excited for I'm gonna say Batgirls because I can only say that one more time after this. Um, let's see here. Probably World's Finest and She-Hulk.
Nice. I'm gonna say Superman, the Hulk annual, and Flash because Flash is real good. But
Not Giant Cock Jew.
I mean, I'm excited for that. It's really stupid, but I have a feeling this next issue is not going to be as good as the last one because it's like, oh yeah, we're going to get into the plot instead of the giant monster just fucking a building.
What if it was just another full issue of that every panel?
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, maybe I don't need to keep reading this. Okay, so me and my brother though, we were talking the other my brother Nick were talking about like basically we were on the subject of Zack Snyder, and then he said he's like, you think he'd do a good Daredevil movie? And I was like, with all of like the Christian symbolism or symbology that Snyder like that Snyder likes to put in stuff anyway. And like
Hold on. What is that symbolism thing from? That's from something.
it's from your favorite high school movie, Boondock Saints.
That's right. Yeah. What is the symbolism? I couldn't place it, but you're right.
But so yeah, he like since he loves doing Christian symbolism in the movies anyway, and then like, oh yeah, this movie has to have that.
Name one time he's done that.
Man of Steel. Uh
Okay.
so like doing that, and plus the darker tone would work for that, unlike it didn't really work super well in my opinion with Superman. It could be really good, but it could also be 5 hours long, so it'd be kind of like a toss up. But that leads into give me 4 directors you think could make a really good comic movie and what comic book character they'd have.
Sure. So the first one, Edgar Wright, Ant-Man. That is going to be the biggest what if ever, dude. At least as far as like superhero movies go. I really, really, really wanted that to happen.
I have a feeling it'd be about what we got.
No. I'm saying if he got to do whatever he wanted.
I know. I'm just saying it's like probably would have been pretty close because it's still he still has a script credit on that.
I choose not to believe that.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go Quentin Tarantino. I'm trying to think of like some of my favorite directors.
Mm-hmm.
Tarantino. I'm gonna say Suicide Squad because we all know how Tarantino movies end. We know how a lot of Suicide Squad teams end, and I think that one could work out. Any thoughts on that?
I think that'd be good. I'd watch Tarantino Suicide Squad. Just think of the feet in that.
Oh, I know. Margot Robbie's feet all over the screen for sure.
Viola Davis got her old feet up.
John Cena got them big old toes up. I'm gonna say John Huston for the Golden Age Sandman, some Wesley Dodds. John Huston did the Maltese Falcon, and Casey and I had a bit of a noir film kick, like late high school, early college. And I think that style of movie, but with Wesley Dodds Sandman, would be pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, I love Guy Ritchie, even though, he hasn't done much that I love in like the last 10 years, but his early ones I sure do love. And I was just trying to think of a fun, stupid crime kind of movie he could do. And I think he would take Ewan McGregor's Black Mask and make it fun like it should have been.
Yeah. No, so he did this movie called The Gentleman, like probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
It's good. You'd enjoy it. But yeah, no. So first one, it's gonna be Zack Snyder, just Daredevil. I think that would work just too well. And then I had Edgar Wright also on my mental one, but for the Flash instead, his like fast cut style would be super awesome.
Yeah.
Doing a Flash movie, but not Ezra Miller, like a non-psychotic actor. And then I started thinking, like, I don't know a lot of directors. So then I was like, it'd be cool. Vince Gilliland, or the dude that made Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, if he did a Hulk movie, I think that'd be pretty neat, or a Hulk TV show. And then I'm gonna try to think of somebody that I'm like, let's go with like Brad Bird. He did the Iron Giant. Have him do Superman.
Oh, okay. I like that.
So if you're listening, though, tell us some of your favorite directors and what movie you want them to do.
Yeah. All right. I think that's the end of the episode, huh?
Yep.
Alrighty, folks. Hope you enjoyed this comic heavy episode. We'll move on to our closing plugs. Please go to facebook.com/2worldspodcast and give the page a like. You can also follow us on Twitter at 2_worlds_PC and on Instagram at 2worldspod. You can email us at 2worldspodcast@gmail.com. And if you would, please go to our YouTube channel. It's 2Worlds Podcast on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. And then also, as we mentioned many times in the last 2 episodes, we do have some shirts, tank tops, and hoodies available. You can find that whatever social you follow us on. We have our link tree there that will take you right to our bonfire page where you can buy said shirt.
Tell your friends about the shirts. Just be like, hey, see the shirt I'm wearing? And when they say, yeah, like, you want it? And when they say, no, I don't know what this is, like, well, don't worry. They have like 170 episodes that we're going to listen to right now. And then they'll be like, but isn't this like a weekly thing? Like, why should we listen to the old ones when the news has already happened? Like, because these guys, their personalities are so good. We have to listen to all of them so you know the type of people they are. And then like, that sounds terrible. And then you'll be like, well, you're not leaving. That's when you pull out your gun. And then they'll be like, okay, we'll listen to it. And then you guys listen to all of it. And then
which by the way, is like 14 days worth of content.
Yeah. If you want, you can like turn up the speed like 1.5.
Yeah.
And then just do that. And then afterwards, you reveal that the gun was actually like a, water pistol, like psip, psip, ha, fun. And then you give them your shirt. And then you just order another one. But we'd love to stay in chat, but I'm going to post to Twitter about how much I just fucking hate dogs. Bye, guys.
See ya.